All right, last of the late afternoon games. Jaguars at the Chargers. This line opened up -7.5 for the Chargers. It's still -7.5. So who do you like here?
I think I like the Chargers. They're coming off a bye, and they've played well this year. I know that they've lost so many games, but all of them have been by one score, which makes me kind of nervous to bet on them winning by more than one score because you wonder if it goes in the same direction or if they just only lose one-score games. But the Jaguars have regressed since a good start. They've lost some key defenders during games, which I think has made a big impact. But we don't know how healthy Miles Jack is going to be. I think that makes a big impact. And the big thing for me, though, is just Justin Herbert has played so well for the Chargers. He's had a full week off to learn more of the offense, maybe get in some work with his receivers. Keenan Allen should be healthy for this game. He was out with back spasms, I think, against the Saints. And, Justin Herbert had his team in position to potentially win against the Saints if his defense played better. I'll be interested to see if Chris Harris or Melvin Ingram come back in this game. I think they're eligible to return from IR at this point. And Joey Bosa is definitely going to be healthier. So I think there's going to be a boost for the Chargers defense no matter what. We saw them hold the Bengals to 13 points in the opener when they were fully healthy. So I think they could have a similar impact against the Jaguars. I think the Jaguars will do a little bit better just because Minshew has more experience, doesn't turn the ball over. But I still think the Chargers can cover the 7.5 number. I'm not going to bet too much on that because it's a rookie quarterback we're talking about. But I could see myself putting a unit on this game.
Yeah, I like the Chargers a lot. So think about it this way. So they're 1-4 right now, but with Herbert, they played 3 of the 4 games they played were against Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, and Drew Brees. And yet they led in the second half against all 3 of those teams. And especially in the 2 games against Brady and Breeze, they led by double digits in the second half. And they fell apart because they were missing defensive players. Like you mentioned, Melvin Ingram, he's coming back. They already activated him off IR. Same with Justin Jones. Justin Jones is coming back as a solid defensive tackle. We don't know about some of the other guys, but we can assume. I think we can assume off a bye that they're going to get some other players as well, including the offensive linemen that they've been missing, like Brian Bulaga and Trey Turner. So if they get those guys back. I think if they had all those guys, they would have beaten at least one of the Buccaneers or Saints. And, for the sake of argument, let's just say they had all those players and they beat Tampa Bay and New Orleans, and they would be 3-2 right now, coming off wins against the Buccaneers and Saints, hosting the terrible Jaguars. I think if they were 3-2 right now, hosting the Jaguars, they'd be laying 13 or minus 13.5. Like it would be an enormous spread. But because they're 1-4, this line's only 7.5, and I think this line's way too short. I think it should be double digits. The Jaguars are terrible. Like they couldn't keep up with the Lions at home. Like how are they going to keep up with Justin Herbert getting back all like Keenan Allen and his offensive linemen and defensive players? I think the Chargers team is excellent. I have them ranked 15th in my power rankings. I think that might be too low, considering that the number of players they're going to get back from injuries. So I think the Chargers just clobber the Jaguars, and this is like over by halftime.
Okay, now I'm way more confident in this one because I love the Chargers too. I was just like a little worried about the lack of results, but you make good points. I also am a wizard, Rick. I'm the reason that Zeke Elliott fumbled twice. That's how I beat Rick this week. But let's hope I can cook up some magic, and I'll up this from 1 unit to probably 3 to 4. If you're that confident and we're both on the same page, why not fade the Jaguars? They've only really upset us really badly upset us that one time when they beat the Colts in week 1.
Yeah, well, they upset me this past weekend because I had.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
I had the Lions, unfortunately. You were lucky not to, or not lucky, but you were you had enough sense not to bet them heavily. So someone asked, how is the Jaguar secondary? CJ Henderson has played, okay as a rookie, and that's about it. They don't really have anyone else. They're just not a good team at all. They're missing all their players, and they're just a miserable team. Miles Jack has been amazing this year. Not so much last week, but before the injury, Miles Jack was playing great. So Yeah, the Jaguars just have Miles Jack and Josh Allen, and then C.J. Henderson. That's it.